when nobody cared about you. Like, nobody... There was a time when Charleston first came out on Say Cheese that, people were like, who is this? No, everybody was not for him. And if you go back and look at those comments, V's at the top, like, it's my guy. He just doesn't care. It doesn't matter. There's all hats are off. It's just like, it doesn't matter. And he'll do whatever for the views. Really disgusting things about my son. And
but you knew that was coming. It's not the first time.
You're right. I knew it was coming, but this time I had the password to his Instagram.
All right, here we go. Yo, what up, though? Welcome to Mogul State of Mind, exclusive interview. The girl V, how you doing?
What's up? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
I know, right, man? As many times as I was kind of pushing you, it's like,
I know. This is the first interview. It's crazy. I'm excited. I appreciate you. Thank you for allowing me to have a space to voice my opinion.
No, for sure. A lot of things to unpack today. I definitely want to take the time to go into your journey, into your story. First of all, most people may know you as the Say Cheese camera girl, behind the scenes with that. A lot of people may not know you are a veteran.
Yes, I am a veteran.
Thank you, for serving this country, because a lot of us wouldn't be able to do what we do without you going out there and serving. Appreciate that. You also went to the media, publicist, and things of that nature.
Yes.
So, but before we get into that journey, let's start from the beginning. A little bit about V. Where are you from?
I'm from Plano, Texas. I am a single mom. I got one kid. He will be a teenager soon, so I really don't got a kid. I'm a veteran, like you said. I joined the military when I was 17.
Which branch?
Army. Yeah.
Army.
Well, I was in basic training by the time I was 18, in Iraq by the time I was 19.
So take me through that. Like, how does because Plano is kind of looked at as one of those affluent areas at Dallas or the DFW. How does someone go from Plano to the military and then the Army? Most women do Air Force or Navy.
Right,
What made you go Army? So give me your upbringing then that.
Well, what's crazy is I actually got expelled from school at a really young age. So I got expelled at 15. I think I was in 10th grade. I was high school cheerleader, like everything. And I fucked everything up for drugs. So I got expelled from school, ended up going to sobriety school. I graduated by the age of 16. And so I'm out, not doing anything, kind of just smoking with my friends, kind of, hey, don't go to school today. Let's kick it. Like, let's smoke. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And I was being a bad influence.
Gotcha.
And I was like, man, what am I going to do with my life? And I decided just randomly to join the military. At 17, I was just like, I'm going to join today. I'm not doing nothing. And I did. My mom was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I went up there and I took the test and everything was cool. And then they were like, hey, we need your parents to sign off on this. Oh, sorry.
Cool.
It's Bree. We need your parents to sign off on this. So I called my mom and my mom was like, are you sure you really want to do this? And I was like, yeah, Mom, like, let's just do it. I don't got nothing going on. So she signed it and I went to the military at 17.
Now, just to back up just a little bit, your family dynamic. What's your race, your ethnicity?
I'm Mexican American. My parents are full-blooded Mexican, and they speak Spanish. I, however, do not.
Okay.
So don't ask me. I'm trying to learn. My brothers speak Spanish. I have 4 brothers. I'm the only girl. Okay. My parents are still together. They've been together since middle school. And I'm really close to my family, like super close with my family.
How long you were in Army before you get shipped off to Afghanistan?
I joined when I was 17 in April. So I went to basic training in May. I was 17. I turned 18 in July. and I was in Iraq by August.
Sheesh. What was your role in the Army?
We went in as cooks.
Okay.
I joined as a cook. I love cooking. But when you go overseas, it's just straight infantry. It don't matter what you are. There's no cooks over there. The cooks, we got cooks. It's straight, you got your M4. I was a rifleman. So I was on top of the trucks just looking for the enemies.
Got you. Now, getting over there, what was the scariest situation you ever been in, if any?
The scariest situation was honestly the day that we got there. It was crazy because I work in the maintenance bay, so I work with all the vehicles that are being fixed to go out, and we were transport security. So we transported supplies from different FOBs to different FOBs. So we took care of all the vehicles, and the day that we got there, there was a vehicle that there was a missile that went straight through the window, took out the head of the person, went straight through the next window. And that was the day I was kind of like, damn, this is real. Like, we here.
Yeah.
That's day one.
Knowing that you put, because us that's on at home here on American soil, living our day to day, we don't get to see and don't even understand what you were going through, putting your life on the line for us to have this freedom. Like, what is it about America? Do you still have a sense of patriotism coming back from the war? Like, how do you feel about your fellow veterans and those who are active?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely joined because I was lost, and I learned a sense of discipline and camaraderie with people that I didn't necessarily gain in high school because I was expelled at an early age. So I really took to that, and being in Iraq was kind of like my college experience that a lot of people that, get to do. That was for me. So coming home, like, I learned a lot from the military. I gained a lot. So I wouldn't necessarily say, like, everybody should drop what they're doing and go to the military. But, man, I get a lot of benefits. I still get my school paid for 100%. On top of that, because I've been overseas, they paid my rent to go to school. So a lot of people don't know, like, I've been to school for photography, and I'm going to school for marketing, and the military's paying that 100% and paying my rent.
Well deserved. Again, thank you. Getting into motherhood. You said you was a single mother. At what age did you have your son?
I had my son at 20.
At 20. Oh, that's a good age. That's a good age.
I met his dad in the military.
Okay. And so what is that relationship like with his dad? Because you said you're a single mother, and sometimes single mother means, hey, I got majority of custody of the kid, but the father's around and just kid with me most of the time, or is it a complete absence of the father?
Unfortunately, his dad has mental health issues. Like, I'm not too sure what happened to his dad, but I'm 100% in Isaiah's life, and his dad is 100% now. He's been out since Isaiah was about 4 years old, and he'll be 13 this year.
Now, there's a story out there, and you can touch on this if you want, or you can decline it. It's up to you. But it was a statement made that you will maybe taken advantage of by one of your senior officers or something like that. Is that?
Well, being in the military, a lot of things happen, and I was young. And my senior officer was 40 years old, and there were benefits to being with the officer, and he definitely took advantage of my age for sure.
Got you. So it was more so one of those things where he was using his stature to get his way, or did he actually force himself?
No, he never forced himself.
Okay,
but it was definitely he definitely used his stature to get his way. I was 18, he was 38.
Got you. Okay,
so it was one of those things.
But what does motherhood mean to you, and you doing this journey alone?
Yeah, honestly, doing this alone. I just want to give my son everything that I never had. My parents gave me everything. Don't get me wrong. My parents are hardworking parents. They taught me that, getting a 9 to 5 is what you got to do. Having your family, provide for your family, have a 401k, have a backup plan. My parents always taught me that. But there was never a space to be me. And so I want to give my son the space to be him forever, like from the age that he is now until he feels like he can be on his own. I just want to be able to give my son everything I never had.
Now, Charleston made a statement, and we'll get more into that journey in a little bit. But Charleston made a statement about your child having anger issues, beating kids up at school. You're never around. You know what I'm saying? What's your rebuttal to that?
I'm on my son God's. I'm always around. I'm always there. The only time I'm gone is when I'm working. That's it. My son, I just dropped him off at my mom's house while I go do this. Guess what? I'm going to go pick him right back up after this.
Yeah.
Like, my son is with me 100% of the time. Now, on the anger issues, every boy gets into fights in middle school. Yeah. It happens.
So is it a habitual thing where it's like, yeah, we get some scuffle, but he scuffling all the time?
Yeah, no, it's not like my son's a bully or anything, but my son's also not going to be walked over.
Yeah.
And I taught him that.
Yeah. You said you were trying to give him everything you need, everything you didn't have, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Charleston also said that it was an incident, I guess y'all was out at a nice restaurant, and your son wanted something to eat, and you told him, no, he can't get nothing to eat.
I'm not sure where that came from. I don't know, but if he wants to get on kids not eating, there's plenty of times that I was with his daughter and we was waiting for food at the airport. So my son, anything he wants, he gets. My son, Charleston's been around my son a couple times. If we're on the road and we're going somewhere, I believe we were we were probably in transit on the way to the airport. Yeah. And I was like, hey, Zay, you'll get something at the airport. It was never like, I won't feed my son. If you see my son, son is well fed. I promise you. He is well fed. Right now, I sent him dinner already. Like, my son is well fed.
When it comes to your son, what does discipline look like? Like, how do you discipline your son? What's those conversations when you do get into them fights and things of that nature?
I do have a lot of help from my dad. My dad is there for me, and my dad steps in anytime he feels like there has to be a man that the word needs to be spoke. And so he's there. I also have, like I said, I have 4 brothers. My brother that's here right now with me, he's there 100%. I have another brother. He's football coach for my son. So he's there 1,000%. I know that I'm a woman. I can only do so much. So I definitely have those role models for him to talk to him whenever I know I can.
Gotcha. Now, you've been making waves through the city, known as, the camera girl for one of the biggest platforms in the country, Say Cheese.
Shout out Say Cheese.
How did you meet Sean? How did you get locked into that position?
I'm kind of embarrassed because how I reached out to Sean is I was literally in his DMs every day. Anytime he posted something, I was like, yo, let me shoot with your artist. Let me shoot with your artist. And finally one day he was like, what you shooting with? And I told him, he's like, what camera are you trying to get? I told him I was like, I want the Sony A7S. And next thing you know, he sent me a picture with the camera in his hand. And he was like, pull up, let's talk. And my brother that was here with me right now, we pulled up. And he kind of just interviewed me. He's like, what are your plans? He's like, you wouldn't be here if I didn't think your work was dope. And he showed me a video of what he wanted his interviews to look like. At the time, I had no idea how to do interviews, videos, nothing. I didn't know. I was just taking pictures. I was just being creative, just doing me. And I was like, I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And he was like, bet, figure it out and let me know what we need. And so I figured out the setup that we have today, and he ran with it. We trained over like 7 cameramen on the same setup. And 4 years later, we locked in.
So what year is this when you met Sean?
What was 4 years ago?
4 years. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's 19.
Yeah, we're going on 4 years now.
Okay.
I did one of Mo3's last interviews.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you?
My first Say Cheese assignment was with Mo3.
What was that like?
I followed him around while he paid rent for 3 people.
Damn.
It was amazing. He was so dope. Like, his energy is just how you see it on the internet. Like, it was just so dope. I think I cried probably like twice as he's paying these families rent. Like, he showed up in the middle of the hood, like, no security, nothing. We just pulled up to these houses and he handed over blue faces.
Paying rent.
Paying rent.
That's crazy, man.
It's crazy. It was amazing.
What do you feel like is the craziest interview you ever been a part of?
Now, y'all know the craziest got to be Charleston.
Charleston.
Yeah. That man, we got to give it credit where it's due. I mean, he is a character.
Yeah. For sure. Now, people don't know also you travel. So, like, a lot of people don't realize a lot of Say Cheese interviews now are remote.
Yeah.
So,
right.
you pulling up, Sean at the crib.
I pulled up, and I think the craziest places I've ever pulled up was probably St. Louis. St. Louis and first of all, I was just being dropped off by the Uber at the time. So I'm being dropped off in the middle of the hood at an Uber with all my backpacks, all the gear, everything just ready. And sometimes the people wasn't there waiting for me. So I'm like outside waiting in the middle of the hood. Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy, man.
I love it though. I love it.
Do you feel like Say Cheese has played a big benefit in like your growth and who you are in your brand?
Man, 1,000%.
Got you.
1,000%. Sean changed my life.
Got you. Now, coming into Charleston, Charleston probably one of the biggest internet sensations at his time. He's definitely, it's so crazy you put his name in the title on YouTube and your shit turned yellow.
Yeah. No, for real. I have to upload them like 6 times before they turn green.
Yeah. What was your take on the first time you ever seen Say Cheese or your first encounter with Charleston? What was your first encounter with him?
A lot of people don't know that we had an interview with Charleston that got stolen. The first ever interview that we did with Charleston was done at Naples, Spain studio. And I'm pulled up. I'm like, I'm pretty new to Say Cheese still. And I'm like, why are we interviewing this old man? Like, what is going on? So I don't question nothing. We pull up, we do the interview, and I'm like, I get to listen to him. I'm like, who is this? And then he starts talking more, and I'm like, okay, maybe he has a point with that. That sounds pretty accurate. But that interview got stolen out my car.
Damn.
The first ever Say Cheese Charleston interview got stolen out my car. And that was crazy.
Now, here it is. Charleston started coming back. He started gaining steam on Say Cheese, going crazy with his interviews, along with other platforms for sure. And he become a recurring guest. Did you and Charleston start building any type of bond or relationship since you start showing up to a lot of these interviews? What was that like?
Yeah, every time I pulled up to interview him, Charleston came with a gift.
Yeah.
He always had a gift for me. It was either merch, green, like whatever. Every time I pulled up, Charleston had a gift.
Yeah.
And we definitely gained a relationship through Say Cheese, just as I do with many other people that I meet through this industry.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people through Say Cheese, so.
Now, Charleston online, he always say online is a character. This is not the real him. Can you tell the difference between the character and the person off camera? Is there a difference in the person?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
There's a difference. On the internet, he just doesn't care. It doesn't matter. There's all hats are off. It's just like it doesn't matter, and he'll do whatever for the views. And I don't know what to say.
Off camera, what is he like? Like when the lights ain't up and the camera's not on, just as the person, day to day, being with him, what was he like?
Being with Charleston, it was either the live's up, he is who he is, or it's down. And I can't necessarily say that he is the person that he claims to be off camera because I really didn't see that.
What's the person he claimed to be on camera? Like, what didn't you see?
Like, he claims to be this activist and for the community, but when it came down to it, you know, he beat down the kid that he knew in person.
And that's you saying as your child?
My son. And he knows my son personally.
And so you feel like because of how he treated your son, that also means any community activism can't be true?
I don't know if it could be true, but it says a lot about his character and the person that he really is. Because if you really know me and you know that I've been one of your biggest supporters, I took pictures at your mom's wedding. I've traveled behind you when the pay didn't match. I was for you when nobody cared about you. Like, there was a time when Charleston first came out on Say Cheese that, you know, people were like, who is this? No, you know, everybody was not for him. And if you go back and look at those comments, V's at the top, like, it's my guy. I'm for Charleston. Always been for Charleston.
You know, there's the same saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
You've been through this rodeo before.
Yeah, I have.
The time when Sean Cotton and Charleston was beefing. Yeah. Now, I always pressed Sean and said I thought that shit was fake. It just made for good TV. That when y'all got back together, views was going to go crazy.
Was it fake?
It was real.
It was real.
At that time, Charleston went in on you.
Can we talk about that whole situation?
Talk
like the whole Don Chief situation, how weird that was?
Yeah, break that down.
Because that's what happened. The whole interview with Don Chief and Charleston and that fallout was weird because I felt like Sean was being attacked the whole interview.
By Chief?
By Chief, yeah. It was kind of like one of those things that he had his old vengeance or, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it felt weird. So when that fallout happened, I had already felt like, dang, Sean popped up to your podcast. Like, he did his thing. Like, he held his own. He didn't, like, you know, it kind of felt like he was being pressed. And he was, like, he stayed calm. So when everything fell out, Charleston there was a podcast that had happened. I think it was Boss Talk. I'm not too sure. But Charleston was talking about the situation. And me, I'm being honest, I only knew Charleston from Say Cheese. So I was like, hey, you know, I only know you from Say Cheese, just being me. And when he did that, he went in on me.
He went in on you. What does it feel like? What did it feel like when he went in on you first time? Because, you know, with Charleston, when he going in on the world, it's always funny.
Right.
Until the heat then on you. And then you're like, I don't like this type of heat. How did you feel?
What's crazy is I was actually on the phone with Rainwater at the time of me watching the video. I never watched Charleston's lives. I had it up on my TV. I'm on the phone with with Rainwater, and he's like, you know, you probably shouldn't have commented. You know, he's just giving me advice. Like, you know, don't comment on blogs. Just keep your opinion to yourself kind of thing. Like, don't get too much into it. As I'm on the phone with him, I see what Charleston is saying about me. And I'm like, what? I'm just in shock. Like, it's cool to keep it on me. I don't mind it. I'm in media. Yeah. It happens. But when you turn into somebody that's like my son, defenseless, it's sick.
So, he went in on your son. He went in on you.
He went more in than just in on my son. Yeah. Like, he said some vile things. Like, how can you uplift kids when you're tearing down an innocent one? How do you do that? Like, you can't be for the culture, for kids, when you know what he's going through. Yeah. You know he's being raised by a single mom. You know I'm doing the best. Why would you do that?
So then the question for me is, why do you go back? Because here it is now, say him and Say Cheese get back cool again, things back rolling, and V back in the mix.
So the first time going back into the interview after all that happened, Sean asked me, he was like, do you want to do it? And this is my job.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I popped up. He brought green for me. He told me that it wasn't that he apologized for what he said. He kind of stood on what he said. He's like that he feels like my son needs a male influence. And we talked about things, and it just was what it was. If you ask anybody about me in this industry, there's one thing they're going to say is I'm professional.
Yeah.
I get the job done. And I think that everybody knows that about me. So I just continued doing what I was doing. And then I was just doing the interviews. And then one day he asked me to come to BET and video him on the red carpet.
So with that being said, so people, we can sit and we can understand, like, okay, Say Cheese is your job. This is your business. This is what you do. Fuck the personal shit. I'm going to go here and do my job with Say Cheese. But then you begin assuming a personal role on Charleston team.
Right.
A lot of people will be looking like, fuck is you doing? Like, what made you decide to actually become part of this team?
Why do you think they think that? Why do you think they
because
think
we seen him how he drug you and drug your kid before.
Right.
And we understand you going back into the room with Say Cheese to do your job. But now you became part of Charleston's personal team as well after what you've already been through the first time. What made you accept that role?
Wasn't prepared for that question. I can't tell you. Honestly, it was like him and Sean both came to me, and it was like BET weekend. They're like, do you want to go the red carpet with Charleston?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity that I'm given. But now while I'm out with Charleston at the red carpet, there's tons that I did. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
There's tons that I did while I was there. So I kind of he's like a stepping stone.
Now, recently on Charl3ston Stars on the interview, BET was the weekend where he had a chance to make it go down. Like if he wanted to hit, he could have got that thing.
No, come on.
Now, so who was throwing it at who?
What's so funny is that him and his son both tried in the 24 hours.
Yeah. What was that like? Like, break that down. What you mean, try?
I mean, first of all, shout out to Juanita because Juanita made the whole weekend happen. She had us in this big, beautiful suite at the Georgian, and we were having the time of our lives. One night, I guess I went downstairs to smoke with his son. You know, I gave him some good conversation, as you should. Like, we're just me and him downstairs being awkward. I'm going to talk to you. So I guess the conversation led to make you feel like you could ask me if you could sleep in my bed. And it didn't happen. So. Okay.
So you blocked out with his son?
Blocked out with his son, 1,000%. Okay. Told Charleston about it.
Okay.
He tried me the next night.
And so what was that one like? Like, well,
that one, we was just, we were drunk. And I think we had just came back from Kevin Gates. Okay. Everybody was like on a high. It was cool.
Some freaky shit.
We was having fun. I think he had some of that honey still. And he tried it and it didn't happen. It just didn't happen.
So trying it didn't happen. Like, was you in the mood? Like, you changed your mind? Like, was you kind of into the moment a little bit? Like,
never into it.
So you saying he had no shot?
Never had a shot. Never had a shot. And he knows, God knows what he whispered in my ear that night.
Yeah. I came from Charleston. I know you feel some shit, boy.
He knows.
I got okay, hey. All right.
But
so,
it didn't happen. No, for real.
Yeah.
I really believed in the overall picture and what was going on. Like I know, a woman in this industry,
Yeah.
you know how you have to carry yourself.
Yeah.
So I know that you get more and further along in this industry when you don't do, what they think what you should do to get to the top. I don't do it.
So here you are, you with Charleston after the BET Awards. So I guess you already met Juanita prior.
I met Juanita in Atlanta at the BET Awards.
Got you. Okay. So this is Dr. O already out the picture? That was Charleston former manager, right?
Yeah, Dr. O was out the picture. I believe we had somebody named Jazzy.
Got you. Okay. So is it Rich Girl Entertainment? Is it Rich Girls
I met Rich Girls Entertainment in Atlanta, yes.
At what point do the BET Award leads to you partnering with Rich Girls Entertainment, becoming a publicist for Charleston? How did all of those things come together?
Well, Charleston kind of seen what was going on in Atlanta. It wasn't like, first of all, we didn't make it to the BET Awards.
Why not?
The manager and publicist didn't have the tickets for us.
Oh, damn.
So we drove up to where we were supposed to be. And I'm going to tell you, the manager and the former publicist drove up to where we were supposed to be. And if Juanita and I were in charge, we would have got out. We would have made sure Charleston would have entered that BET Awards.
Yeah.
But that wasn't our place at the time. So the people that were in charge didn't have it the way that they said they had it. And we didn't make it to the BET Awards. So to make up for the weekend, I wanted to make sure we was at Kevin Gates. So I did. I made sure we got into Kevin Gates VIP. We had all the treatment. We was on stage, taking pictures, everything. So
now, him and Kevin Gates at this time taking the picture, this is after him and Kevin had their little spout online. So this is that picture that showed up when we seen them together.
Where they're hugging?
Yeah.
Their video? That's us.
Okay, got you. All right, so here it is now. Y'all on the scene. Y'all become part of his team.
Right.
And I remember seeing a video where him and Dewberry bigging y'all up. The new team here, everything lit. So everything was going good.
Everything was always been great.
And so for how many months was y'all working and everything was going smooth?
I think that video was back in November. It was freezing because we were in New Jersey. Everything fell apart South by Southwest.
That's when you went to go take the pictures for Big X the Plug.
Isn't that crazy? I was actually out there to interview Currency and Corey SSG for Safe Cheese. That's why I went out there. And honestly, I didn't go outside at all until it was to meet Big X the Plug.
Gotcha.
And where everything fell apart was when I went to Rainwater's event.
Charleston made a statement that all you want to do was party and get high and I'm paraphrasing it, and just chase out the rappers, and that you sometimes would disappear with random men and things of that nature.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm trying to keep it calm because anybody that knows me knows I don't do that. And what's crazy is that the viral clip that's going around online, he admits that he never heard anything about me with anybody in the industry as much as I'm with people in the industry. So that's crazy. He's delusional.
So when
if you believe him, you're delusional.
Yeah. He said with TSF, you had I know you was working real closely at one time with Miss Megan.
Yeah.
And you still work with her a lot now, right? Yeah. And he was saying your relationship with TSF, they just pretty much they got a chance to run through you and you hang with hoes because Pink Pressure, we know she a dope ass rapper. Everybody's it's no secret that she be hoeing. That's her hustle.
Right, but I'm a publicist.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work with people that are in the industry.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Pink, Pink's 21.
Yeah.
Pink has so much room to grow.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody can judge her when it comes to that. She has such a story that nobody can in the DFW can touch on. And to come to where she's at now, I'm proud of her.
So what was it about you bringing, because you ended up bringing Pink Pressure on the road or something out there or something, like, what's the protocol? Like, do you check in with Charleston? Hey, can I bring this person? How does that work when you bring somebody along?
I mean, we checked with him. He was cool with it.
Yeah.
It was cool with it. It was more some back in the scenes things between me and her is the reason why it never really we just, she's 21 and I'm kind of like we just bumped heads at the time, so we just never went full force with it. We stayed friends, but we were kind of just figuring out our business and friendship relationship.
Gotcha.
But I really don't need a say from him at all. I mean, Pink was riding with me regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless of who I'm with, she's still riding with me. So
now, when you talk to Charleston, let her know he coming along, do you tell him her profession? That you're like, hey man, she a hoe, she doing like, how does that work?
He knows. And you know who told him? Dewberry. And she wanted me to make sure you do that Dewberry definitely tried her in the times that she was hanging around with us.
I mean, ain't no wrong with it. Y'all grown. If you can get it, get it. Hey, that's what I would try to. Like, man, hey, I'm the trick guy.
But no, I mean, Pink just rode with it. He was kind of... Yeah, no, Pink just rode with us. It wasn't really like, do we need to ask permission for him? He was kind of cool with whatever decisions me and Juanita wanted to make at the time.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, if you think it's cool with us, we doing it.
Gotcha. Now, take me to the morning. He say the bio was wiped.
Okay. So... what's crazy is that the reason why everything happened was we woke up one morning and the bio was gone. I didn't have nothing to do with the bio. I had already been fired at this point. Charleston.
Well, you already been fired?
I had already been fired at this point. I got fired because I was at
South by Southwest.
And we talked after that, and I was like, cool, I told Charleston, I was like, if loyalty is what you want, like, I'm going to give you that. Like, I respect what you're doing, and I respect what we got going. If you don't want me to hang out with certain people, I'm not going to. And so I did that. So after that, I thought everything was good, but it wasn't. And so I'm still working for Juanita. I drew up all the contracts. I handled all the travel. I handled all the media, all the content, everything. So I was still working closely with Juanita. Yeah. Juanita did anything Juanita needed me to do, I was doing. I had already been fired with Charleston. I didn't care. I'm still doing my own thing with Sean. So I really never needed that. Not saying I needed that situation, but like, I have everything sweet with Sean. I'm good. So Juanita was like, Charleston's not really feeling everything that's going on. I was like, cool. So I kept working with Juanita. One morning I woke up and I was like, dang, girl, you quit? Like, why we both out the bio? Just joking. And I didn't know I didn't take us out the bio. Yeah. If that's what everybody's thinking, I did not touch that bio.
But you post the side shit.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so after that, Juanita quits. And Juanita quitting triggered something with Charleston that's like, you're quitting over a girl you just met? Like, he made it seem like it was my fault that I took her out the bio, that it was just this big thing, and I never did. So once he did that, he went live and he said some really, really disgusting things about my son. And
but you knew that was coming. It's not the first time.
You're right. I knew it was coming, but this time I had the password to his Instagram.
And that's when you posted the side chick.
But that picture was from Facebook. That picture was from his public Facebook that a client had tagged him in. So the picture was nothing that nobody had already seen.
Now, was there a caption like introducing the side chick? Like, cause
No,
looking at the picture,
it
you
didn't
would have
say
just thought she
introducing.
was just another person in the
Exactly.
picture.
Nobody knew but the people in the circle what was going on.
Gotcha.
Is it petty?
Yeah.
Yes. Would I do it again? No, of course not. But when you're loyal to a situation wholeheartedly, you spent your money on this situation, you love this person, like you believe in this person, and for them to be stress loyalty so much that in a drop of a dime you don't care, like you could really just tear down somebody that's innocent to the situation.
Yeah.
It was like all gloves are off. I want you to feel the hurt that I'm feeling.
And you failed miserably after posting that because his wife said, I'm going to show you how to stick by your man.
You think she ain't felt that? I don't care what she says. No woman can sit there and say they ain't feel nothing when they know their man is cheating.
I mean,
on them.
Adam 22 just let his wife get piped by...
That's a different situation.
She probably felt it, but it didn't work. If anything, now he got both of them.
I'm not saying
And
it
he
worked,
living.
but he hurt me. He hurt me.
So at what time did you and Juanita get into a romantic relationship? And y'all
Stop
sucking
that.
pussy?
Stop that. Don't. Why would you even entertain that?
That's why she
No,
quit,
come
right?
on. He has no content. He had to go there.
You had to go there. That was hot. That was like if you divisions. I see Juanita, she be able to carry
Now,
that.
Juanita, fine. She's next,
But no relationship like
what
that.
I will tell you is that I made more money with Juanita in 2 months than I made the entire time that I was with Charleston.
Shout out, man. Women, y'all
Juanita.
get to that bag.
I'm going to tell you, let me say it again. I made more money with Juanita in 2 months than I made the entire time with Charleston.
Do you think Juanita's loyalty to you is what made her leave Charleston, or it was just something also that she saw for herself and like, nah, this ain't gonna work?
Man's loyalty to what's right. We didn't deserve to be treated the way that we were treated at some times. We went hard for Charleston. We spent our own money for Charleston. Like, we didn't. There's certain things that we've been through that we didn't deserve.
He said loyalty to you. What was the big issue about you going to South by Southwest shooting, doing your thing out there, shooting photography for them?
You know, being with Say Cheese, I kind of have made friends with a lot of people. I was friends with Mo3, but I'm interviewing Trap Boy and talking to Trap. I'm kind of friends with everybody, and I stayed neutral for a reason.
Yeah.
So I don't really know why he said that, but I do know what he did say that was truth is like, you won't hear anything bad about me in this industry because I really take pride in the fact that I'm respected.
Yeah.
And he can't take that from me.
So do you feel like morally it's immoral for men to have a side chick if you got a wife? Because it kind of brings balance, so you think about it.
When you think about it, I'm cool with it. But everybody has to be cool with it. All situations.
No, they don't.
Only
me need to be cool with it.
No, why your girl can't be cool with it? I'm cool with being the side chick.
Because the side chick is for me, my wife is for me. They not for each other. As long as I'm cool with it, that's all that matters.
Nah, I need all parties to be cool.
So at what did you feel like that? Like, because you made a statement about him not bringing his daughter.
I don't care what anybody got going on. First of all, I don't care what you got going on, what Charleston got going on, what Juanita got going on. It don't change the fact how I feel.
So all of that was just throwing slugs at him just to get a lick back, saying like, oh, he was talking about your son, so you be like, oh, you talking about me as a parent. Look at you having your daughter around your side chick. Those things was just slugs.
For sure. It was petty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were also true.
It was all, okay. I mean, it could be true. I feel I'm just trying to get you more so everybody should just be monogamous and not have.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't really know. Like, in this day and age, I don't believe anybody's monogamous.
Well, it's a scientific fact. Men aren't meant to be monogamous.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm more the person like, why can we all can't be cool with being each other's like holes?
Holes?
Like holes. Like I'm his hole. Like we're a hole together. Y'all can be a hole together too. Like why we all can't be a hole together? Like
gotcha. I'm glad you said it again. I messed that up. Okay, so here it is now. Charleston, the interview and your name came up. And what made you decide to now jump out and do an interview? Because for so long, you was against it.
I felt like the narrative was kind of like, he was bringing it back up and a lot of people kept tagging me in the posts that was going on. It was like, we want to hear your side.
Yeah.
We don't believe it. So I'm here.
Charleston says he doesn't lie. He said he does a lot of things. I'm going to try to bring the quote up. But, we'll just say, paraphrase, Charleston say he doesn't lie. He said, I say a lot of shit, but I don't lie.
If you believe that, something is wrong with you. You got to check your mental health because Charleston truth is about 10% and 90% lie. It's all for the internet.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Do you feel like he's lost the real person in the character? Or the character is the real person? Like, how do you...
Unfortunately, I feel like he lost his purpose. And I feel like the character has overtaken who he is. And his purpose from when the person that I met him, the activist, the Facebook sensation, he's not the same.
Now, recently I heard you got kicked out an event. You was in there mean mugging Charleston all gangster. Kind of tell me about that night when you finally saw Charleston again. This is not too long ago.
Oh, that's funny.
They say you was in there.
Funny. Can we take a shot?
Yeah, go ahead, take a shot.
That's funny. Who told you that? Who told you? You really think I'm going to get kicked out of an event? So what happened was I went to Mo3 Day.
Okay.
Met somebody named, I don't even remember his name, started with an S. But I met him and he was like, man, I've been trying to interview you. Come with me to this event. You can be my +1 or my plus, whatever. You can come and be with me. And I was like, cool, bet. Told P. P was with me, my makeup artist. Shout out to Glenn by P. She was with me and she was like, fuck it, V, I'll go with you. So she went with me. She was actually there when he invited me. He was making it seem like he really just wanted us to be part of the squad that night.
Yeah.
So we came, we showed up. Everything was cool, man. This is the first time I seen Charleston after everything happened. So I wasn't mad. It happened months later. We walk in. This was an event that we booked. Me and Juanita, there's many things that we booked. Matter of fact, ask us about how much we got paid. There was many things that we had booked that we didn't get to go to. So at this time, I was like, everything had kind of blew over. I was feeling like I could go to this event. Everybody had already asked me to pop up. Like, there's plenty of people that wanted me to go. So when he asked me, I was like, sure, I'll go. So we pull up. We go. I'm not knowing that he's VIP with Charleston. So I'm not knowing that I'm about to be on the stage with a red velvet rope. Charleston's right there. I'm right here. I had no idea none of that was happening. None of it. I thought I was just going to be cool, like just popping up like I always do. So we sat down. The only thing that's separating us is a velvet rope. And me and Charleston caught eyes a couple times. So yeah, we looking at each other like we was friends. And now we not. That was the only look. There was no look of animosity. There was no look of, I felt like if Charleston really wanted me to leave that event, he had the microphone. Yeah. And he could have made it be known. And honestly, that's what I was afraid of when walking into there. I thought that he saw he was going to see me and he was going to turn it into jokes and I was going to leave. So when that didn't happen, it was just more so like, damn, this is my old friend. And now we not friends.
So you wasn't mean mugging at all? Yeah. No resting bitch face, maybe? Nothing?
No. I mean, I was more sad than anything. This used to be my friend. We had so much fun on the road. All of us. Yeah. We was a family. Like, we did a lot together. We traveled together. I mean, there was just so much we did together. I wasn't on that.
So did you stay for the full event? Or did you get put out?
You're being funny. You know what happened.
I don't know what happened. Tell me what happened. I don't know the details.
So as the event goes on, Sko pulls me aside and he's like, hey, what's up with you in Charleston? I was like, nothing. He was like, because I feel like, why you didn't bring your camera? First off, I was not paid to bring my camera. Second off, I was just like, hey, if you think that I'm on that type of time, I promise you I'm not. So I'm going to leave. Those were my exact words. I'm never on that type of time. If that's what you think, I'm going to leave. I turned around to leave. And this man started yelling at me like he was kicking me out. And
who, Sko was?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, damn.
As soon as I turned around to leave, he was like, get the fuck out of here. What'd he say, B? He was like, get this goofy bitch out of here. And I'm looking at him like, bro, lay off the powder. And I just walked out.
Wait, so Sko do powder?
I don't know. The way he was acting, I wasn't sure because it was
you
pretty erratic.
You did it before, so you couldn't.
Pretty erratic. Yeah, I told you. I've been on it before. Yeah, I did it before. It was pretty erratic. He was talking too fast for me. And my feelings were hurt. So I probably said some petty shit walking out, but he definitely never kicked me out. I let him know that I'm never on that type of time. I'm not a drama person. Yeah. Never am. I'm not confrontational. I don't even like confronting people.
Yeah.
But so I left. And when he turned around and did that, it was kind of embarrassing. Luckily, nobody hurt him, but I didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't trying to start any drama between nobody. As a matter of fact, I let him be a fangirl. He was definitely fanning over Charleston and Dewberry. I'll let it happen.
What does that look like?
That looks like, let me pull my YouTube live up. Let me bring you in here. Hey, what's up? Like he was just, when you're friends with who you're friends with, and then you come into this and you do that, it kind of looks funny. So.
Got you. Before we get out of here, just being all that you went through and being a mom, and we in the space right now, especially with our kids, social media is their everything. Like our kids friends see their parents' moves now. They see everybody moves. How did your son ever see what Charleston said about him? How do you have that conversation with a teenager where social media and appearance is so affluent in their lives?
My son Googles me on the regular. He Googles me so much that he saw everything that was going on. My son had Charleston's picture in his closet with a signature. He ripped that shit down. My son has his whole life to live, and who knows how long this is going to track him. What are some words that you tell to him? Because I always say the comment section is probably the most negative place on earth. It's very rarely that you're going to go see an outpouring of love in comment sections. It's there to troll, to joke, the first one to get something off, to say bullshit. Like, what is it that you say to your son to give him that comfort? I tell my son, I've been telling my son this since he was little, keep being him. Keep being an individual. It doesn't matter what people say. You don't ever have to be like anybody else. Yeah. So we don't read the comments. Gotcha. Now, with Say Cheese now, what's your relationship like with Sean? Because Charleston did say like you pretty much on thin ice with Say Cheese. Your ass almost out the door. I'm not gonna lie. There has been times where Sean had to, get on me, but I've been with Sean for 4 years. So I always take whatever Sean tells me and I fix the issue. Yeah. Now, me and Sean are great. I've been with Sean for 4 years. We have some super crazy upcoming things that are coming, and it's going to be amazing for the internet, and I can't wait for everybody to see. But if you didn't know, I planned Charleston's whole comedy event here in Dallas with Sean. That was lit. How much you get paid? I'm on payroll with Sean. So you don't pay. So the comedy, Sean took care of you on that. What about the events after? No, hold on. We still got some invoices for Charleston because we definitely didn't get paid on that from Charleston's end. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Sean, Sean asked me to do something and I followed through all the way. From even though Charleston didn't want me at the show, I was at home calling the DJ, telling the DJ when the next person goes on, when the second person goes on, when Charleston goes on, when his music is cued, how many seats were sold, who was being charged at the register, what money came from the register afterwards. Everything I set up for him. Whatever Sean needed me to do, I still followed through with that.
Got you. Throughout the process.
And I was long fired after that. I just want that to be. I was long fired, still handling business.
During your heated moments with Charleston, did you and Sean have a conversation? Was there ever a fear for you? Because we know Charleston White don't say cheese go crazy.
Yeah.
And some people can look at it like a camera person can be replaced. Generational talent, that may be hard. Was there ever a fear that you might be replaced because of the benefit Charleston can bring to the channel versus you being a camera person?
I'm not just a camera person, though. I do a lot more than camera work.
Gotcha.
And I definitely know, I know Sean knows how loyal I am to him in the situation and how hard I work.
Yeah.
And regardless, he knows that I'm going to be professional in any situation and loyal in any situation. And that's hard to find in just a cameraman.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've been there through a lot. I do a lot. And that's hard to find. And I think that he knows how much I appreciate everything. And I think we appreciate each other. And I don't think that we did have a conversation when everything happened. And he was like, V, I didn't say nothing that I haven't told you. So he's kept it real with me from day one.
Yeah.
And he also told me that it's for the internet. Let him have it.
Gotcha.
So I'm letting it have it. But I did let him have it, and then he came back around. So it's like, I feel like I got to tell my side now.
Well, I tell you what, man, hell of a story, hell of a journey. Shout out to everything that you've accomplished. Man, again, thank you for putting your life on the line for my freedom, because I'm too big to be going to Afghanistan getting shot at. But V, you're always welcome on the channel.
Thank you. I appreciate you being my first interview.
Hey, for sure. Well, V, until we meet again.
We'll meet again.
Peace.